All right.
All right, we're live.
We are live from our studios up here in the great city of Colorado Springs. We can edit that part out. We don't want to reveal our location. We don't want to dox ourselves. This is the start of our brand new podcast.
Here's a
Here's a
guy.
My name is Aldress, and I am here with my co-host.
Oh, I forgot my name. What is it? The Michelin Star?
The Michelin Star. The Michelin Star.
Yeah, there we go.
You can come up with any name you want, actually.
No, Michelin Star works. So, we're doing sort of cold open here. So we thought we'd start with some kind of a backstory. And as you can see, we're wearing very, very different sports gear here.
Very different.
Which is weird because we're both from New England.
We are.
Yeah.
You're from New Hampshire. I'm from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And you are a...
I am a Patriots fan, Foxborough forever. Nice gift from my sister. I didn't wear a jersey today. I probably should have, but it's one of those things.
And me, growing up an hour outside of Foxborough, I am a New York Football Giants fan, and I have been since I was 6 years old. My father's a Giants fan. His father's a Giants fan. All my family are all Giants fans. So I joined the family tradition, and it has been the best decision I've ever made. I don't have any regrets. We've never had a problem in my life. We've been great for the last 15 years. By the way, we're recording this in the year 2012. The Giants just won the Super Bowl. Everything's great. So
the boat pick never happened.
What's the boat pick?
The boat
never heard.
The boat pick never happened.
Never happened.
All-dressed father's world. And,
never heard of Odell Beckham Jr. Don't know who that is.
Not a Super Bowl winning wide receiver.
Not a Super Bowl. Is he? I think he's in LSU. I think he's like a freshman at LSU.
Well, you live in an alternate reality. We just wrapped up the 2026 season, so fresh off the loss of the Patriots and Drake Maye in the Super Bowl, which we've been to 12 Super Bowls, record amount of losses, but also tied for the most wins. So
are you tied for the most losses too?
Yeah. What? No, we lead.
Oh, you just have that straight up.
Yeah.
So you're the biggest losers.
I mean, if this was 2012, sure, but it's not. It's 2026. And when's the last time the Giants made a Super Bowl?
Last year, actually, 2012.
So
okay,
for our audience, I want to clarify that it is 2026, and the Giants have won one playoff game in the last 14 years. Meanwhile, the Patriots have won 3 Super Bowls, and they've made, I believe, 5. No, 5?
Yes, 5.
5. So 3-2. That's not too bad. They've done it with different coach and different quarterback combinations. This was a pretty difficult loss, but I'm not going to tell you about that.
What happened?
I'm not going to tell you about that. Here is my co-host to tell you everything that was wrong with Drake Maye and the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl 60 blowout.
So there's a narrative that's been going around that Drake Maye is aided by his schedule. And that is frankly true. I fully believe that is true. Because simply, Drake Maye had, you had to guess how many touchdowns he had in the regular season against teams with winning records?
I honestly can't remember, but I'm sure you're going to let me know.
2. A grand total of 2 touchdowns.
Does that include rushing touchdowns? Just out of
I believe it was just passing.
Just passing, because I know
I think he might have had
2 rushing touchdowns against the Bills.
I think he might have been 1 or 2. But would you like to play a game?
Sure.
Who has the worst postseason EPA?
So I know this one because you already told me who it was. It's Drake Maye.
It is Drake Maye.
Also, who's the first quarterback in NFL history to face 3 top defenses in a single postseason and win all of them?
Would you like to? Okay.
It's Drake Maye, by the way.
Counterpoint. Who is it? How productive were the offenses he faced all the way up to the Super Bowl?
Would you like to tell me? I don't know their rankings.
So, rankings, middle of the pack.
Okay.
At their best, which none of those 3 teams were at their best. You had the Chargers with the worst offensive line in football. They were starting people. They were starting me in offensive line.
Yes, that's probably why they were so bad.
And how many touchdowns did Drake Maye have that game?
Against the Chargers, he had one.
One touchdown. How many turnovers did he have that game?
Three fumbles.
Three turnovers.
And recovered 2 of those fumbles, right?
Right. I think he also had to throw a pick in there somewhere. So he had more turnovers and touchdowns in that game.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now using that logic, do you think Drake Maye was the reason the Patriots won that game?
No, I think the Patriots won that game on the strength of their defense.
Okay, fantastic.
And I also, for the record, want to go say that I think the Patriots defense this year did carry them through the postseason.
I completely agree. We're going to go down the line here.
Right.
Let's go to the next week. The Texans. How did the Texans offense do that game?
Texas offense turned the ball over, 5 times?
5 times.
Yeah. 4 interceptions and a fumble.
How many? All right, we're going to
think by the running backs.
We're going to play the same game we played as the Chargers. How many touchdowns Drake Maye have?
Drake Maye had 3 touchdowns.
Did he actually?
Yes.
How many turnovers did he have?
He had, I believe, 4 fumbles, 2 of which he recovered.
So, who do you think won that game? Oh, hi, Crater.
Oh, the Patriots definitely
Bugs.
won
Hi,
that game.
Bugs. This is our cat, Crater. Not our cat, my cat, Crater. He will be a regular guest on the show. He has a lot of opinions. He is a Jaguars fan. So he has a lot of opinions, especially about the Texans. He thinks the Texans have a terrible offense. And
He's not wrong. Everybody thinks that the Texans have a
and that
horrible
the Jaguars
offense.
are going to win that division for the next 10 years. All right, we're going to put you over here. All right. Sorry about that, folks. So back to the discussion hand. Who do you think won them that game? The Patriots defense or Drake Maye?
I think the Patriots did win that game with their defense. However, they played good complementary football. Against a good defense, they still had 3 passing touchdowns. And I believe they had a pick 6 return for a touchdown.
So I'm going to look something up real quick. We're
21 points against
we are
21 points
here.
against the number 1 ranked defense, right?
By like 3 yards.
Against a team that averaged only 17 points, or against a team that only allowed 17 points on average. So the Patriots did exceed that total.
Okay.
Which was not a bad performance against that kind of a defense.
Would you like first off, you only scored 2 touchdowns against them on offense.
3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. Oh no, you're my bad. It is 3. Would you like to know the average starting field position of those touchdowns?
It was pretty favorable.
It was pretty favorable.
I can't remember what
it was about 50 yards.
Yeah.
So the field got chopped in half on all your scoring drives.
Yes.
Is that because Drake Maye is just that good at special teams?
No, it's because the Patriots defense kept coming up with interceptions.
So they got short fields every time.
Mm-hmm.
And Drake Maye didn't actually have to lead a real drive.
Okay, he got short field position, and he capitalized on that, to his credit.
All right, fantastic. I'm glad we're on the same page. We're going to move on to Denver real quick. We'll hold that thought there because that'll come into play here in a second. Denver.
Yeah.
What was the score of that game?
Denver, 10-7 Patriots.
10-7 Patriots. You were at that game, right?
Yes, I was.
And tell me, how many yards
Unbelievable.
did Drake Maye have?
Drake Maye, he didn't have that many passing yards. It was 68.
86. How many
86,
passing yards did Jarrett Stidham, who, for the folks keeping track at home, hadn't picked up a football in 3 years? How many passing yards did he have?
Jarrett Stidham had something like 117 passing yards right in there.
117.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, blizzard conditions, so understandable. But if I am a team and I am a Super Bowl contender, let's face it, the Patriots are Super Bowl contenders. I'm a little concerned if my star quarterback, who finished in second in the MVP voting by 1 vote, gets outplayed by a guy who hasn't picked up a ball in 3 years. That's a little concerning to me.
Yep, that's a fair point.
And another thing, how did the Patriots win that game?
They won on the strength of their defense.
The strength of their defense. I'm
not the strength.
I'm noticing a theme here, that the strength of the defense for the Patriots carried in the Super Bowl.
It did.
Now let's take the Super Bowl Sunday. Now I was overseas. I was doing some stuff overseas, and so I wasn't able to be. Well, I watched the full game, but like it was 11 o'clock.
What time was that? Like 11 o'clock?
The game started at like 11:30. I didn't get to bed till like 4.
Yeah.
So it
It's
was
commitment if you're staying up just to hate watch a team.
Oh, it was a glorious hate watch.
Which, by the way, I've never stayed up to hate watch a Chiefs game. I totally have.
I haven't stayed up to hate watch a Chiefs game either. I've never hate watched a Chiefs game. I don't hate the Chiefs. We'll discuss that more in the offseason.
For sure.
But the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, who won the Super Bowl?
The Seahawks did.
The Seahawks.
All credit to the Seahawks, who played a phenomenal game, great complementary football, elite defense. Elite running game. Not totally sold on Sam Darnold.
I'd like to talk about Sam Darnold's performance.
Top 10, but I do think he was good. Played a smart game, didn't turn the ball over.
That's exactly it. What did Sam Darnold do that the other three quarterbacks couldn't do?
Sam Darnold protected the football at all times. He threw it away when he couldn't make a play.
And he didn't give the Patriots a short field.
No, he didn't.
The previous 3 games, the Patriots got multiple short fields, and that drove them to victory. Drake Maye was playing Candyland all year.
I mean, they did have one of the easiest schedules
they had.
of all time.
I think it was the easiest.
I think it was the 5th ranked schedule.
The easiest schedule this century. Yeah. I believe this century, the easiest schedule this entire century, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the easiest path. You say it's the hardest path because of the defenses they played. I think because of the offenses.
Path.
I think because of the offenses that they played, it's one of the easiest and most flukiest paths to the Super Bowl ever. We'll disagree on that one. Sam Darnold turned the ball over 0 times, gave the Patriots 0 short fields. And how many times did the Patriots cross the 50 before the 4th quarter?
Did they cross it once? I think one time. Pretty sure they crossed it once.
Not a single time.
Really?
Not a single time. It was great. I'm pretty sure they had 6 of the 7 drives they had in the first 3 quarters were 3 and outs.
Yes, that does sound right.
I think they had their first drive. I think they had a first down, but 3 quarters not getting the ball across the 50. He was, mind you, his 4th quarter saved him from having the worst EPA in the Super Bowl ever. Which, justice for Kerry Collins. Unfortunately, Kerry Collins is still the worst. But Kerry Collins had to face the best defense of all time, which the Seahawks, everyone's giving the Seahawks defense credit, and they're very good defense. They're not an all-time defense. I don't think they're an all-time defense because the MVP of the league, Matthew Stafford, torched that defense 3 times.
2 of those times were losing efforts, though.
2 of those times were losing efforts, which is a credit to Sam Darnold and how well of a game manager he is, and how well that Mike McDonald, Mike McDonald was as a head coach for that team. Glorious effort by the Seahawks.
I agree.
I am very happy that they're the champions. We get to rest for the entire offseason as a peaceful world.
A peaceful world, okay.
A world where fascism and the Galactic Empire did not win. I know we said we were going to talk politics on the show. This isn't politics. The Patriots are fascism personified.
So the Giants are communism personified.
That's not true.
Clear,
That's not true.
It's
they're
totally
just
clear.
they're I don't know what they would be. They're like late stage feudalism, in my opinion, where they're still ruled at the top, but the king is an idiot and hasn't caught up with the times.
We'll have to do a full episode just dedicated to the deficiencies of the New York Giants, who play in what state? New Jersey.
Technically no state.
They play in New Jersey.
Fun fact about Giant Stadium, it is not a part of New Jersey on game days.
It sounds like, to me, it kind of is in New Jersey now. Anyway, did you cover everything you wanted to talk about the Super Bowl, or you got more?
I believe that I've covered everything I need to cover. Go ahead and make your counter.
Okay, so I agree with, I think, 90% of what you said. The Patriots capitalized on an easy schedule. To be fair, they won the games that they were supposed to win, except the week 13 against Buffalo. It's week 13, 14.
What about week 1?
Week 1, they lost to the Raiders.
Who'd they lose to?
They lost to the Raiders. And, I mean,
which we narrowly avoided history with the Super Bowl. It would have been the first team ever. And if the Patriots won, that was going to be my entire narrative. That they were the first team ever to lose to the worst team in the league. And
well, I'm really disappointed that we destroyed that narrative to our chagrin.
I will take the narrative that Drake Maye walked himself to the Super Bowl and then got smacked all the way back to Foxborough by a much better team.
Yes, I think the Seahawks were the better team. They were certainly the better team on game day when it mattered, to their credit. I don't think that the Patriots, really any team, I don't know that there's any AFC team that would have beaten them this year. I can't think of any.
I can think of one.
Who's that?
I think it's the team you barely squeaked by with a second-string quarterback who hadn't touched the ball in 3 years.
I don't think the Broncos can win that game.
With Bo Nix, 100% they win that game. They win that game by double digits.
How so?
So, now this is for a little bit of lore for the folks that didn't get to actually listen to this conversation. What did I say before the beginning of the playoffs? Who was going to win the AFC?
You said the Broncos were going to win the AFC.
Why?
Because Bo Nix does a great job protecting the football.
Bingo. Now, what did Bo Nix not get the chance to do against the Patriots?
He did not get the chance to play against the Patriots.
Why did he not get the chance to play against the Patriots?
Ankle.
He broke his ankle. What did Drake? Now let's go back to Bo Nix's performance against the Bills. What did Bo Nix do significantly better than Josh Allen?
Bo Nix protected the football.
Bo Nix protected the football. He had one turnover, and that was not a great turnover. That was just a chuck the ball away turnover. One turnover, which is at minimum 3 turnovers less than both the previous Patriots opponents. I think it would have been a very similar game if Bo Nix was the quarterback.
I think
than the Seahawks.
So
I
Seahawks.
think the Patriots would have struggled to get the ball across midfield, which they struggled to get the ball across midfield in the AFC Championship game. Like it was a blizzard, so that kind of helped. But they struggled to get the ball across midfield in the AFC Championship game. And I think Bo Nix holds on to the football better than Jarrett Stidham. I believe that's a given. The Broncos win that game. There was a couple of opportunities where Jarrett Stidham had a chance to put the dagger in the heart of Patriots fans everywhere. And he didn't because he's Jarrett Stidham. Bo Nix would have done it 3 times over. They probably would have won 24-10.
I think that's a good take. The Broncos, I do think, win the AFC Championship with Bo Nix. However, I don't think they go to San Francisco and they pull off an upset win against the Seahawks. Because
I think it would have been a better game.
Drake Maye didn't have a turnover until midway through the third quarter. I think he had his first fumble.
And
by then the Seahawks were already up 12-0, limited the Patriots to no points. And I think they had one drive across midfield. You can double check me if you want. And then they didn't have a first down for 30 minutes. It was something insane like that. But in the fourth quarter, Drake Maye turns over the ball 3 times. I think he throws 2 interceptions and he has a fumble. This first interception was wild to me. I don't know where he was going with the football. A lot of times receiver runs the wrong route or something like that. We don't know. I don't know enough about the Patriots offensive scheme to make that determination.
So they actually expounded on this.
But here's the thing. Seattle was still leading before any Patriots turnover. And even if Bo Nix goes into Seattle, protects the football, I still think the Seahawks win that game on the strength of their defense, run game, and quarterback play.
So this is where I have 2 counters. First, to the interception. They actually released a video about explaining how and what happened in that interception. And that was the Seahawks defense explained it. Drake Maye gave away where that ball was going. So they watched Drake Maye's legs, they watched his eyes, and they knew exactly where that ball was going before he knew where that ball was going. So they had him scouted. That was a great scouting job by the Seahawks. Second counterpoint.
So do you chalk that up to inexperience or incompetence?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. I think inexperience is cause for the turnovers. I think incompetence is the cause for the sacks, which was the big problem in the Super Bowl. And it was a big problem in the previous 3 games. Sacks. And this is the difference between Drake Maye and Bo Nix. Bo Nix's offense is designed to where he's not supposed to take sacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed, and this pisses off Broncos fans to no end, but this would be the best weapon the Broncos have. They run a lot of screenplays.
Yep.
In Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time they don't work. But I think against Seattle, a team that loves to just put the pressure home, and the Seahawks didn't really blitz in that game. They were just able to get home very easily with just a normal pass rush. They wouldn't be able to do that against the Broncos because the Broncos would be able to screen it out. And I think I don't know if the Broncos would beat the Seahawks straight up. I don't know if they straight up beat the Seahawks, but they would be more competitive. They would have a better game plan offensively than the Seahawks, and they would be able to keep Bo Nix upright. So the first 3 quarters, the Patriots' problem is they were not able to keep Drake Maye upright.
No, they weren't.
And
Will Campbell allowed NFL record, I believe, 14 pressures. 14 pressures. So the Patriots are a big play offense. They throw the ball downfield a lot, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't give your quarterback time to throw, you're not going to push the ball downfield. And the Patriots, their short passing game isn't like what it was with Tom Brady. There's not as much motion. They don't rely on, dumping it off to the running back. It's, more exciting. I think you could even use the word exciting kind of gameplay. But if you don't give your quarterback enough time to throw, you can't push the ball downfield. And you can't even protect the ball when you are allowing 14 pressures. How did you know? Okay, so the Patriots offensive line during the regular season, very good. Said they were 10th ranked?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm actually going to agree with you, and I think a lot of that is because of their weakness of schedule. So if you're playing inferior opponents, your offensive line is going to appear a lot better than it would otherwise. So in the postseason, they faced much better defenses. Will Campbell had a lot of time off. They kind of rushed his return a little bit. He wasn't ready, clearly. And the result is record amount of sacks. They passed the Bengals 2021 record.
Yes.
Joe Burrow had 19 sacks in the 21 postseason.
20.
Okay, 20. Patriots blew by that.
The Patriots had 21, so it was close.
Yeah, so it was close. But that's a record amount of sacks. So we now look at the Patriots' offensive line maybe getting exposed a little bit. And because the NFL is such a team sport, it's definitely going to reflect on the quarterback, especially with that kind of play style. Now, here's where I think Drake Maye had his hand in the cookie jar. He never really evolved. He never really changed the game. And for a second-year quarterback, he's still really good. Made the Pro Bowl 2 years, second in MVP voting. I think that he was in over his head against the Seahawks defense. I think Mike Vrabel did a great job with the defensive game plan. Christian Gonzalez played lights out, but Drake Maye didn't protect the football. And his offensive line didn't really give him a chance to do that. So, yes, the Patriots offense lost that game. I think the Patriots defense keeps them in, but even if Drake Maye doesn't turn that football over, Seahawks will walk away with the win.
So, you mentioned the 2021 Bengals.
Yes.
That gave up 20 sacks.
Yes.
Would you like to know how many points better, total EPA, Joe Burrow was over the course of the 4 games that he played?
He was still, so I don't remember the exact number of points. He was still on the 10 lowest. He was on that list that Drake Maye was. Drake Maye's at the top. I think Joe Burrow's 2 or 3 spots down.
He had a 0.0 EPA over the 4 games.
Okay, so
which is 29 points better than Drake Maye's.
Yeah.
So we can blame Will Campbell and the Patriots O-line till the cows come home.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Super Bowl, if you look at the time to pressure, it was roughly 3 seconds, which is average time to throw. I think the route running is more of a reason why the offensive line crumbled. It was less to do with it. Now, Will Campbell wasn't great. I'm not going to give him. I'm not going to come in here white knighting Will Campbell. I don't care. But Joe Burrow, I think, in his postseason, also faced a tougher opponent, a tougher offense at least, with Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City.
Played a tougher offense for sure.
Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City played that Rams offense and was a play away from winning that game.
Yeah.
And
then he threw a killer interception overtime, ends the game.
No, that was the Super Bowl. That was
Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
No, I was talking about Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah,
where he got sacked by Donald.
Did Joe Burrow even throw an interception in the Super Bowl? I don't think he did.
Think he did.
He played a good game.
Yeah,
but
Joe Burrow was a victim of his offensive line.
Yeah, for sure.
To the point where if you compared that Joe Burrow and this Drake Maye, things aren't lining up because Joe Burrow had less turnover. Joe Burrow didn't fumble. I don't believe he fumbled the ball once.
No, I don't think he did.
Which either. Drake Maye set the record for fumbles as well. Fumbles lost as well. I don't know if he set the record for total fumbles, which I'm assuming since he set the record for fumbles lost, he probably also set the total fumbles.
Not sure. You can look it up. But that's probably
Like, there's
a safe bet.
Fumble luck is not that high in the NFL to where he wouldn't have set the total fumbles record. But Joe Burrow didn't have any of the downfalls, like the turnovers and he was technically a second-year quarterback himself.
Yes.
Was he?
That was his second year, right? Because
yes.
he got in the league in 2020, had the season-ending injury,
Yeah.
and then wouldn't he come back player of the year or something like that?
He's probably won it 3-4 times.
Yeah.
It deserved every time, but he did that all in his second season.
Yeah.
Much better postseason than Drake Maye.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it like looking back on it, numbers wise, was it like a world beating? No, he played the Raiders and the Titans and the Chiefs. Like, I mean, Raiders and Titans, no business being where they were. And I understand the Titans, coached by Mike Vrabel, were the 1 seed. Still had no shot. Still had no shot at winning the AFC that year.
Yeah. Vrabel did a tremendous job with his team getting them as far as he did. And it's a shame that they really didn't have the offense that it took to win the game.
Wow, that sounds like a Mike Vrabel team. That sounds like a typical Mike Vrabel team to me.
So, okay, the Patriots have $50 million, 47, I think to be exact, of cap space. They go all in on Drake Maye. They maybe add another receiver because I don't know what's going to happen with the Stephon Diggs situation. They upgrade the offensive line. Do you think the Patriots can run it back with their strength of schedule being as difficult as it is, or do you think they're gonzo?
I'm going to answer your question with a question. Do you believe the Patriots today have the most talented roster in the AFC?
No, I don't think they do.
Do you believe with the $50 million that they're going to spend, they can have the most talented roster in the AFC?
Probably not in 1 year. However, I do think they can close the gaps on the offensive line.
I don't think they're going to have the most talented. They could spend the money however they want to spend the money. They can spend the money. Also, I don't believe in cap space. Cap space is not real. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs.
47. I think they're 47 million in the hole.
Yeah, and like the 2010s, late 2010s, early 2020s Saints teams were in cap hell, and they were competing for a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. And now look at them.
Well, now Drew Brees retired, so yeah. If you have the quarterback, cap space isn't real. The Chiefs have a quarterback, obviously.
Yes. Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Patrick Mahomes. Now on this
now here's a guy.
So you're putting a lot of heat on Drake Maye, which I think is justified. But I can think of another very, very talented quarterback that has some really, really shitty Super Bowl performances. And you know who that quarterback is? Patrick Mahomes. So I even did a little research for the game. Which is kind of rare for me, but I had a minute in the parking lot and I wanted to look it up. Patrick Mahomes Super Bowl 55 stats: 52.3, 270 yards, 2 interceptions, and no touchdowns. That's Super Bowl 55. Okay, against the Bucs defense, very, very good defense, by the way. And then in Super Bowl 59, Patrick Mahomes went 21 of 32 passes for 257 yards. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But we know that most of those numbers came in garbage time, didn't they?
True, just like Drake Maye's.
Yes. All right. So there's no question. I don't think at this point that Patrick Mahomes is the best starting quarterback in the NFL. He's probably going to finish, I would say, top 3 all time, even if he never played another snap. Now, are these numbers because of Patrick Mahomes' incompetence? Or are they related to other deficiencies on his offensive line, maybe coaching staff? What are we chalking that up to?
So the first Super Bowl, I'm going to say none of the above.
Okay.
I think that was just
Todd ran backwards for like the equivalent of 3 miles or something like that.
That was Todd Bowles' masterclass, which he was a Buccaneers fan.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we didn't mention this in the intro. He's also a Buccaneers fan.
Yeah, we also didn't mention this in the intro. This guy owes me a free Patriots jersey.
We were gonna get to that somewhere in this show.
All right, so we'll continue though. We'll leave that for later.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm going so far in on the Patriots is that I owe him a jersey, despite the fact that I was technically correct about the Patriots. They had no business being anywhere near the Super Bowl.
I'll still take my free jersey.
Yeah. A win is a win. Yeah. I get it.
Once Robert Kraft restocks his inventory, I don't know why he's doing.
That's not a Robert Kraft issue. That's a Fanatics issue.
Okay, Fanatics, NFL.
Yeah,
Pro
Fanatics.
Shop.
Yeah, they're.
Let's not get caught up on whose fault
not
it
the
is that
point.
there's no jersey.
Not the point. We're
All
here to talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes and his 2 losing Super Bowl performances, where he had two of the worst performances in Super Bowl history.
Actually, I don't think he's on the list, even with either of those.
They're probably not bottom 10, but they're pretty bad.
I don't think he's on the list for either of those Super
But
Bowls, despite the fact how bad he looks.
So, for Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback of that caliber should not have 2 losing performances that were that bad on his NFL resume. I still think he's the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
Absolutely.
However, those shouldn't happen.
No, but I think that first one, the second one, absolutely, I'll give it to you. That was just Patrick Mahomes, not great. Offensive line, bad. Coaching was bad. Bad all around. The first one, I think that's less on Patrick Mahomes and more on Todd Bowles having an absolute masterclass defensive coordinating performance. And that's part of the reason why Todd Bowles is the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the defensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to this day.
Yeah. Todd Bowles definitely had a masterclass. Although by the end of the season, that Chiefs offensive line had a lot of problems.
It did, but it
was a lot
of
injuries.
It was a lot of problems and a lot of issues that were overcome by Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
But not in the Super Bowl.
Where they didn't face a good enough defensive coordinator.
Who did they even face? They faced the Bills in the championship.
Yep.
And the Texans.
No, that was the year before.
Okay, gotcha.
I believe they played the
I can't even remember.
Titans.
Nobody good. No, it wasn't the Bills.
It might have been the Ravens or the Titans. I'm not sure. Hold on, let me look it up.
I cannot remember for the life of me. It wasn't memorable.
It wasn't memorable. The Chiefs won that one fairly easy, I'm assuming. No.
I got you. It was Baker Mayfield and the Browns.
Right?
Right?
Yes. That game. Now I remember. It was the game where Patrick Mahomes got injured in that game, and was it Josh McCown got that first down to win the Chiefs the game?
Wasn't that I think that was the year. That was the year they went to the Super Bowl against the Eagles, wasn't it? Patrick Mahomes had an ankle injury during the game, and they put him in the back. I don't remember the details on the Browns game. Actually,
I remember that. I remember that Browns
game.
I watched that game. That was a very fun game. Browns almost won that game. That would have been electric. That was the year they played the Browns and won.
Yep.
Yeah. So
did Patrick Mahomes get injured in that game?
He did.
I didn't remember that.
He missed a grand total of 1 play, and that was the last play of the game.
So he wasn't really dead.
No, he wasn't dead.
No.
And Patrick Mahomes
only slightly
has never died until this Christmas. When he
faced
before
the
Christmas.
Chargers.
Defense, yep.
And have had no impact on their season whatsoever.
No.
We've also got a mutual friend who's a Chargers fan. He didn't want to sit in on this for whatever reason.
For whatever reason. I don't know.
And we're not going to name drop him.
I'm not sure he's back yet.
Oh, yeah?
I think he's still in Vegas.
Nice. Playing the odds.
Yeah, probably.
Anyway,
I mean, he's from Vegas. So.
Let's get back on track.
Anyway.
Patrick Mahomes.
I think personally, Patrick Mahomes, the first one, I don't think it's on him. Second one, come on.
All right. So, long story short, Patrick Mahomes, great quarterback, has 2 really bad Super Bowl performances. One that we're going to write off to the strength of the Buccaneers defense, and Tom Brady's excellent performance on offense. 2 touchdowns to Rob Gronkowski, 1 to Antonio Brown. Good running game, I don't think great, and terrific offensive line. So, going back to Drake Maye.
Speaking of Tom Brady, before we go back to Drake Maye, you know who was on that lowest EPA list?
Tom Brady, right?
Tom Brady.
With his first Super Bowl appearance, right?
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in Super Bowl 50, which Peyton Manning was an old man.
Yes.
So we'll chalk that up to him being crippled.
I got a good story about this last season too, but keep going.
We're the only 2 quarterbacks that won their Super Bowl that are on that bottom 10 list.
Yeah. So, and that chalks it up to 2, I think, probably 2 of the top 3 to ever play the game right now.
Yes.
Joe Montana being the
I don't think so.
I think Joe Montana belongs in the top 5.
I believe he's
okay. And then Patrick Mahomes probably somewhere in there. We'll see. He's still looking at the second half of his career, though.
I don't think Joe Montana belongs in the top 5.
Okay, let's save that for the second episode.
Yeah, we'll save that for a different episode.
But Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, two of the three greatest easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I think they're the top two right now.
Yeah. And what they did, Peyton Manning didn't have a lot to do in Super Bowl 50. He had one good drive, and the rest of his I mean, he has some really bad throws.
There's a reason why Von Miller won MVP.
Tom Brady in the first game, carried by his defense. I think he had one touchdown, and then he had the drive at the end.
Yep.
Two all-time great quarterbacks. They are on the list. But this is, I think, what separates Drake Maye, who is really talented right now, and I think he could improve. We'll see how season 3 shakes out. Patriots fans who said, well, we can do this, because we've got Bill Belichick and we've got Josh McDaniels. We can do this with any quarterback. We now see the Patriots had 4 or 5 starting quarterbacks since Tom Brady. They had Cam, Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi.
Yep.
What's his name? Jarrett Stidham started again.
I think he might have started one.
I think Jarrett Stidham actually came in and replaced Brian Hoyer during a during a COVID game against the Chiefs. And of course they had
Cam
Newton. Who am I forgetting though? They had somebody on the roster. Did they have Teddy Bridgewater on the roster?
Not for a regular season, I don't think. I think I had him for preseason time.
Okay. Anyway, roughly 6 quarterbacks that started the game. Drake Maye being by far the best. But what Drake Maye couldn't do that Tom Brady did is he couldn't change the game. So Drake Maye, at this point in his career, definitely is probably a little systemic.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
If the system is good and it doesn't require you to think. Unfortunately for Drake Maye, his system does require him to think.
Yeah, it requires a lot.
And we've seen that when Drake Maye has to think, he's not very good at it right now.
No.
Maybe in the future he improves.
He's also
he gets better.
The youngest player in Super Bowl history. Definitely the youngest starting quarterback in Super Bowl history.
Yes. That should have been Jaden Daniels last year, but we will not talk about that. I do not want to talk about that team.
Yeah, your favorite, right? The Washington Commanders.
Not the divisional rival. We can talk about the
New York Football Giants.
We don't want to talk
twice a year.
There's a reason why I avoided the topic of Super Bowl 59.
But Tom Brady, game changer. Drake Maye, at least at this point, game manager.
And I think we're entering an era where it's going to be, I think the MVP voting showed it, we're entering an era of the game manager where quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are not going to be the focus of the league.
Yeah, which is good because neither of them have even played in the Super Bowl, which is something Drake Maye did in his second year.
All right, and will never do again. And because no other quarterback that has lost a Super Bowl in their second season has ever made it back.
Yeah, but that
doesn't mean Kaepernick.
That doesn't mean Drake Maye.
Not Joe Burrow. Not Drake Maye. Drake Maye won't be the
makes it back because he plays in the AFC East. Now, what did the Bills do after losing the divisional round in Denver? They fired their coach, who brought them to 6 straight playoff appearances, 8 playoff wins. Never made the big game, but then they went to Joe Brady, who
they didn't.
At least know what you have.
They didn't blow it up. They didn't blow it up. They got a fresh face.
I don't think they changed. I don't think they changed the franchise, which was the goal.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to change that franchise right now. You just need a fresh face, reset the clock, and that's exactly what the Bills did.
I expect Josh Allen is going to have no problem coming back from his foot injury.
Absolutely,
but I don't think they get better at coach with Joe Brady.
And I do still think that Josh Allen is leaps and bounds the best quarterback in the division.
I think so too. I think you're absolutely right.
I think it's a tight race for which team is the more talented team in that division. And I think with the division, which I'm not going to spoil unless we want to do that this episode.
Well, I hadn't finished yet, but we can do our divisional picks next. But I think the Patriots are going to stay competitive, even with the Bills as good as they are, because the Jets are trash. I'm not sold on Aaron Glenn as coach, and they have no quarterback.
Yeah.
And the Jets hired, I forget the name of the Dolphins hired.
Oh, the Dolphins are blowing it up. Did you see who they released today?
No.
They released Tyreek Hill.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they released a bunch of guys. I think they also released Bradley Chubb. Like, they released a bunch of good guys.
So the Dolphins are blowing it up. The Jets already blew it up. The Bills.
They didn't really have much to blow up.
I don't know the Bills can get over the hump. And if they do, they have to do it, I think, this year. But the Patriots are going to be good in that division for years. because of how bad some of the teams in the AFC East are, which means they have an easier path to the playoff, which means Drake Maye is going to have plenty of opportunities to make it big to the big game, especially with the money that the Patriots can save from his rookie deal.
So what is the biggest difference between these Patriots and the Tom Brady era Patriots?
Well, they lack Tom Brady.
So besides that, look at the landscape of the league.
The Bills are good now in that division.
What else?
Jets are still bad. Dolphins are still bad. AFC,
think a little bit bigger.
I think is a little bit better at quarterback now.
The AFC, you can't sit here and say that the Patriots are the undisputed best team in the AFC.
No.
You could say that for many of the years in the Brady era.
Mm-hmm.
I think every single year outside of like maybe the first year, which even the first year they probably could have. Looking back on it. During the moment, probably not. But looking back on it, yes. The Patriots,
the haters can
hands down,
the Patriots credit.
Hands down, the Patriots for about 15 years were the undisputed best team in the AFC.
Yes.
The Colts got close. Steelers got close. But they got close.
They weren't. Patriots probably closer to like 18 years that they were the best.
But they
except
weren't.
For maybe the year Brady got injured in, I think 2009.
Yeah, 2008 when he got injured in that first game against the Chiefs and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, karma, Chiefs fans.
Karma for the Patriots. You cheat and you lose the Super Bowl and your perfect record and you lose your quarterback for a year. I think that's karma.
Okay, that was hurtful. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, not the point. But for a long time, for most, if not all of the Brady dynasty, they were the best team in the AFC.
Yes. And
everyone was compared to them. This Patriots team, where they are to now, that a couple years down the line, that could change. They're not the best team in the AFC.
Not right now, but
I think you put them in the AFC West.
They can definitely become the best AFC team.
I think you put them in the AFC West. You swap them out with the Raiders. They finish in the last division next year.
Yeah, but they're not in the AFC.
I understand that.
This is a hypothetical thing. We're just talking about making it back to the Super Bowl.
But the Patriots are not the undisputed best team in the AFC.
No.
So for you to say that the Patriots are going to walk to another Super Bowl.
I didn't say they were going to walk.
Right, but you believe in your heart of hearts that they're going to walk to another Super Bowl.
I absolutely believe that Drake Maye will play in another Super Bowl and win one. I
don't think either of those things are going to happen. Because the AFC is so much deeper than it was during the Brady era. Like I was going through, crunching some numbers, and I see 10 teams that could, if not win the AFC, be very competitive for an AFC title next year.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are probably at the top of my list.
Three very good teams.
So do we want to make this first episode like playoff predictions, or do we want to save that for next week?
We have a little bit of time. Let's see where this train goes here before we go.
Right.
I think we want to end. I think we want to like give it a couple more minutes before we start.
All right.
That'll be our last segment.
Oh yeah, and we're talking about a jersey bet too.
Oh, we're doing another jersey bet.
No. We're talking about the jersey bet that you still have on the books that you owe me.
Right, we can do that now if you want, honestly.
Does it fit in with the playoff thing that we were talking about? Because
we can use that as like a kind of a break in between segments.
Yeah. Let's finish with our, I guess at this point, playoff predictions, or where we think the playoffs are going next year.
Well, we know where the playoffs are going next year. All roads lead to Los Angeles, and
Fernando Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza, I think the Raiders. You can't fix the Raiders.
I think
the Raiders got to stink to them.
I think that they're going to change the culture in there. So, all right, let's do wild, way too early playoff predictions. Fernando Mendoza, in his first year with Clint Kubiak as his offensive coordinator, makes the playoffs, where they lose to the Denver Broncos. The Chargers have $200 million in cap space, have Mike McDaniel as an offensive coordinator, and our mutual friend will like this. I think the Chargers go to an AFC championship and advance to the Super Bowl next year. And you know who they beat to get there? The New England Patriots.
I have an even hotter take for you.
Okay.
There's 8 divisions of football.
Yeah.
7 of those divisions next year will have new champions.
Okay. Name them.
I'm going to make it easier. I'm going to name the division that's not going to have a new champion.
Hold on. Let me think. It's not going to be the Steelers.
It's not going to be the Steelers.
It's not going to be the AFC East.
Nope.
You hate the Patriots.
I hate the Patriots, but I'm objective.
Okay. Let me see. It is not going to be the NFC North.
Nope.
It is not going to be the AFC South.
I'll give you a hit. It's not going to be the NFC at all.
Not in the NFC.
It's going to be the Broncos.
Okay, so you think the Broncos are repeating?
I think the Broncos are going to repeat as AFC West champion. I think every other division in football will have a brand new division.
So that's putting a lot, and I like the Denver Broncos, by the way. That's putting a lot of faith in a team that Patrick Mahomes is coming back and he's going to have Eric Bieniemy and maybe Travis Kelce.
I'm not saying that the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl.
And
I'm not saying the Broncos are going to be playing in the Super
Bowl. The Chargers have $200 million in cap space and Mike McDaniel as offensive coordinator, and you don't think they're going to spend a whole bunch of money upgrading their offensive line? And then you've got Fernando Mendoza and the Raiders, and the Raiders are easily going to double their win total, even if they don't make the playoffs.
They're not going.
They're going to be much better. Okay, but you think the Broncos are going to repeat in that division?
I do. Okay. I think they're going to take a step back, and I think they're going to repeat because let's play procrastinator here. Patrick Mahomes is coming off an ACL injury.
Yes.
If he's not ready for week 1, then it might take a little bit for the Chiefs machine to start up again. The Chargers, the problem with the Chargers isn't that they have a bad offensive line, is that their offensive line was completely battered this year. They were starting third-string guys.
Yeah. They had the worst line in football, didn't they?
They did. But that's because they also had they were averaging
injuries.
Their 11th to 12th offensive line starter for the season.
Yeah,
every game.
So the Chargers go out and they're much better offensive line, and they made a pretty decent run at the Broncos right up until the end when they had no one left.
Yeah, but the Chargers have a ceiling.
What's that ceiling?
Not Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert and the Chargers have a ceiling.
What's that ceiling?
It is below the Broncos.
Below the Broncos. But what are you saying is creating that ceiling on the Chargers?
Honestly,
is it coaching? Is it quarterback?
It's Justin Herbert.
Why are you whispering that, man?
It's Justin Herbert. It's Justin
after like lambasting Drake Maye for close to an hour, you're gonna go soft on Justin Herbert. How long has Justin Herbert been a quarterback in this league?
5 years, 6 years. Yeah.
Okay. And he's made the playoff 3 times.
3 times.
How many wins does he have?
0. Big fat 0.
Okay. How many wins does Drake Maye
have? Drake Maye has 3.
Okay. So
including one over the if man.
If we're talking about quarterbacks who we don't think are it, I think Justin Herbert right now is much higher on that list because he had a 28-0 lead against the Jaguars in his first playoff game, threw 4 picks against Houston Texans last year in the playoffs, and this year had nothing. Granted, I'm going to write this one off because they had no offensive line pieces, they had no nothing. Okay, but you're going to record.
Justin Herbert's
not the guy.
Not the guy. I'm going to go on record saying Justin Herbert's not the guy. I think that's the ceiling for the Chargers.
All right.
So and I think that ceiling is the division round. I don't think they're going to win the division.
Okay.
To get to that division round. I think they're going to have to go on the road and win a playoff game on the road, which they have proven
they can't do.
They're not capable of doing that.
All right.
Not that LA is much of a home field advantage for anybody.
All right.
Outside the 49ers.
No, I don't think so.
So I think the Broncos are the only team that repeats as division champions next year.
Okay. And what do the Chiefs have to say about that?
Chiefs are going to get very close. They're going to lose on a tiebreaker.
Okay.
But they're going to be the 5 seed, and they're going to have a very, very fun game against the Bengals in the first round.
All right. Who wins that one?
The Chiefs.
Ooh, so the Chiefs do go back to the playoffs. They go to
Cincinnati.
They win
and
the wild
card. Avenge their demons from a couple of years ago in the AFC, which they've already done.
Okay.
But they do it again.
I like that. I've never been a huge Bengals fan. I do think Joe Burrow is incredible, but coach constantly lets him down. Organization constantly lets him down. And unfortunately, the Rams are not going to be able to bail him out because Matt Stafford's coming back.
Unfortunately, that is a take I had. I've liked that on the record that I did think that the Rams were going to trade for Joe Burrow after Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl and ran off into the sunset. He didn't do either of those things. He'll be back next year, which leads me to my NFC predictions.
All right, NFC. All right, so you have in the AFC playoffs, you have the Broncos repeating as divisional champs.
Yep.
You have the Chiefs in the playoffs. You have the Bengals in the playoffs, losing the first round. Did you say the Chargers are in the playoffs? They have a road game
they'll make the
and they
playoffs.
lose. So who are your remaining 3 teams?
So the Bills are going to win the division.
Okay.
I am going to say it, and this is going to sound really biased,
Okay.
but it's only because of tiebreaker.
All right.
Patriots miss the playoffs.
Okay. So let's say they do. Brady missed the playoffs his 3rd year after the Super Bowl. So they have, I think, the 5th hardest. So let's say they go 10-7 with the AFC as competitive as it is. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I think it's going to be a shootout for the divisional title. It'll go down to the wire. I think the Patriots are going to win, but we'll get to that later. Okay, we got 2 more teams to go.
The Texans, who will be the 1 seed in the AFC next year.
Okay, with C.J. Stroud at quarterback.
With C.J. Stroud, they're going to win enough games to be the 1 seed. They're not going to win the AFC. They're going to be the 1 seed, though.
With C.J. Stroud at quarterback, even if they are the 1 seed, first round playoff exit.
Absolutely, because they're going to lose to the Chiefs.
So you have the Chiefs going back to the
AFC
AFC
Championship game
against.
Well, it's going to be a repeat of the divisional matchup from this year in Denver.
Okay, so
But this time, it's not going to be in Denver. This time, it's going to be in Buffalo.
Okay, so you have
in their brand new stadium.
So you have the Chiefs going on a road game
in Buffalo in January.
Okay, and who do you have advancing to the Super Bowl?
We'll save that for a different day.
Okay, that's too much of a cliffhanger, right?
I'm kidding. It's I go back and forth. I think it's the year. I think it's time. Okay. I think it's the year for Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to finally make a Super Bowl.
I don't think it is. I just am not sold enough to know that Joe Brady can get him over the top. Because I think if he could, he would have done it already.
See, this is the part where...
He's an offensive guy. He's already had,
exactly.
He's
an offensive
guy. Josh Allen. But their offense wasn't... I mean, Josh Allen had 4 turnovers in Denver, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, 5. Wasn't one of them on James Cook?
No, but the Bills in general had 6.
Okay, but James Cook had 1 turnover. What was the 5th turnover from Josh Allen?
It was that last
3 fumbles?
Yeah.
Because I remember the one before the half, which was totally unnecessary play.
Yeah. That was Josh Allen.
Guess who would have called that play, though?
I mean, Joe Brady would have.
Joe Brady would have called that play.
Joe Brady called the play. Josh Allen made the decision to run. He didn't need to do that.
Okay. So you're saying that Josh Allen's poor decision-making.
Yes.
Okay.
Cost them that game.
Not Joe Brady. Okay.
Not Joe Brady.
All right. That's fair. Let me see. And then there was the fumble, I think, right after the half, right?
Yep.
I don't know what that was. Then there was the 2 interceptions. One was a bad read. The other one, tight coverage. Yeah, Denver comes up with the ball.
And I think there was 3 picks, not 2.
No, I think there was just 2. You can look it up.
Maybe
2 picks, 2 fumbles.
Either way,
and then James Cook had a fumble as well.
Terrible offensive performance with those. And they guess what?
Which is Joe Brady's fault.
Guess how many points they put up?
They put up 30.
31 against the second best defense by, I believe, a total of 3 yards. They were 3 yards away from being the best defense in football.
And then
they gave up 5 turnovers and still scored 31 points.
And Josh Allen ended up still costing them the game.
Yes, absolutely.
And if he avoids even one of those
turnovers,
they win.
The Bills are going to the AFC Championship game. The Bills are walking into Foxborough. And the Bills are walking out of Foxborough, heading to San Francisco. And the Bills probably would have still lost to the Seahawks. But
they would have.
They would have.
I think the Seahawks would have gouged that run defense. And
Josh
Allen has even more mental trauma to overcome.
James Cook.
If he didn't have enough.
James Cook is significantly better than both your running backs, I believe.
Okay. So let's get into roster building a little bit for the Bills. To make a Super Bowl, they have to fix their run defense. Do they have a defensive coordinator yet?
Yes, I don't know who it is.
Okay. Did they get somebody off of? They didn't get somebody off of Denver, right?
Hold on, let me look up.
Let's look. But they got to fix their run defense. They need a true wide receiver 1, and Josh Allen is going to need to avoid turnovers. Which I think
they did get Jim Leonard, so that's going to be.
Where's he from?
He's Denver. He was Denver's assistant guy.
So they're going to
massive.
I think they avoided any regression on defense.
Which check right there. Good
check. So you think he just fixes their run defense, no problem, which was really more due to injuries than coaching.
Which
say.
I think the Bills need one thing. The Bills need one piece to make it Super Bowl.
What's that?
They need a wide receiver.
Are they going to get Stephon Diggs back?
No, they're going to get another problematic wide receiver. Not a natural prediction.
Okay.
There's another problematic wide receiver on the market. Tyreek Hill.
Ooh, Tyreek Hill. That's an interesting reclamation project because he'll be coming off an ACL tear.
Yep.
Or it was even worse than an ACL tear. Like he tore his leg apart.
Probably.
I don't remember what exactly the injury was. It was bad.
But you get him a wide. You don't even need to give him a great wide receiver one. You just need to get him something better than Khalil Shakir.
So, yeah,
slightly better than Khalil Shakir, and you're in the.
So Brandon Bean redeems himself. Doesn't go to the draft for a wide receiver, but he does go get Tyreek.
I think you should. I think you should go to the draft and get a wide receiver just for longevity reasons, and you should also pick up a wide receiver in the free agency. But you shore up that wide receiver position. I believe the Bills can finally get over the hump and get to the Super Bowl.
And you think they can do that against the Kansas City Chiefs, who beat the Bills every single postseason?
Highmark Stadium, like that, Ralph Wilson Stadium is a cursed wasteland.
Okay.
And this new Highmark Stadium is going to be beautiful, fresh, young, clean of spirits, and just as fucking cold.
Okay. So let's say, for the sake of argument, the Bills do make a Super Bowl. And who do they play?
Who do they play? No, I'm glad you asked that. We're going to go to the NFC.
Yeah.
Now, I told you there's going to be 4 new divisional winners in the NFC.
Yes.
Would you like to take a guess who they are?
Okay, so for the NFC North,
I will say 3 of them finished last in their division last year. This should make it really easy for everybody.
So you have the Vikings winning their division.
Nope, Vikings didn't finish last.
You have the Saints winning their division.
Yep.
Okay, you have hold on, let me check my ball knowledge here. You have the Cardinals. No, you can't have the Cardinals winning their division.
The Cardinals are dead. The Cardinals are dead.
Who do you have? The Seahawks repeating?
Nope. I have
Rams?
the Rams winning the division.
Okay. So Rams win division. You have the Vikings winning the NFC North?
I have the Lions winning the NFC North. The Lions finishing. That's not the Vikings.
Really?
Yeah. Week 18.
It feels like the Vikings did finish last, though.
They're going to finish last this year.
I mean, there's no question, though, that the Vikings, they didn't finish last, but they finished last.
They finished. Spiritually, they finished last.
And who's that lead? The NFC East, right?
The NFC East.
And I know you've got to go with your New York football.
Your New York football Giants will win the NFC East for the first time since 2011 this year.
All right.
And will not
they make it?
They lose in the first round.
Okay. Who do they lose to?
The defending champion Seahawks.
All right. So the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs as a wild card team.
Yep, they're going to make it as the 6th seed.
Okay. All right. Who do you have for the divisional round?
So the divisional round, the number 1 seed is going to be the Rams. Mm-hmm. So in the wild card round, I have the Lions being the 2 seed, the Giants the 3 seed, and the Saints the 4 seed. Saints are going to finish below 500, by the way.
Yes, because the NFC.
Actually, here's a bold take: the entire NFC South will finish 8 and 9.
I like that take. Actually,
the entire NFC South is going to finish 8 and 9.
So Baker Mayfield loses a division title on another Week 18 tiebreaker.
Yep.
And this time the
Saints.
The Saints are going to win, but the Saints will win on a tiebreaker because let's say the Panthers eliminate the Falcons.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see it happening. All right. So you have the Saints going how far in the playoffs?
They'll lose first round.
Yeah, first round exit easily.
So 2 of the 3 wildcard teams will win the NFC. And would you like to guess who that 5 seed is going to be? It's not the defending champions.
It's not the defending champions. Who's the 5 seed?
It's not a team from the NFC South. That's for sure.
So you have the 49ers?
Nope.
Eagles?
No.
Cowboys?
Nope.
Okay, I give up.
The Bears.
Oh, the Bears is the 5 seed.
Bears. The Bears will be the 5 seed.
Okay.
And who does that slot in on our 7 seed? The team that's the 7 seed every single year for the NFC. The Green Bay Packers.
Oh, okay.
And the Green Bay Packers will lose to the Lions in Detroit. Nice. A little bit of redemption for our Motor City Kitties.
Yeah.
They'll make it to the divisional round where they will get to play the Bears.
Oh, that's a good matchup.
We're going to get 2 very good divisional matchups.
Yeah.
in the second round, and a little bit of redemption arc for the home teams.
Yeah.
Rams and Lions, NFC Championship game.
Ooh, so you have the Lions going to SoFi
Mm-hmm.
for the championship game.
And I know I said last year, Matthew Stafford, a little bit of a swan song.
I mean,
It's going to be this next year.
okay, so you think he's going to go to the Super Bowl?
A second home Super Bowl
Ooh, I like it.
and a second home Super Bowl win.
Also, the Bills make the Super Bowl
And lose.
they get to experience the heartbreak.
They get to experience the heartbreak.
I tell you, I wouldn't mind seeing that because I think the Bills have had so many
Buffalo
chances. And
It's
they
a
can-
fifth fall.
So,
Shout out 30 for 30.
ooh, so let's talk about how they lose that game, though. Because it's going to be a heartbreaker. There's
It's going to end.
5 seconds left on the clock, and then
So
Matt Stafford throws an 80-yard touchdown pass.
There's two flavors of Bills loss, and we can go either one.
Bills either get blown out or they get a wide right kick.
No, do you want the Bills to lose because of their offense or because of their defense?
I mean, I don't think the Bills are making the Super Bowl with Joe Brady. This is a hypothetical thing.
Hypothetical.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the flavor that Josh Allen cost them the Super Bowl.
I like that flavor. Yeah. Against, did they keep Chris Shula? Was he with the Cardinals now?
He's with the Cardinals now.
Okay, gotcha.
But
They go out
it's
and
Sean
they find-
McVay.
they
It's
find
Sean
him-
McVay. He's going to
Yeah,
he
they're
has
really
a
an
whole
offensive team
factory.
anyway.
He's a whole factory of young coordinators.
And he just goes out
Ready
and
to go.
clones himself. changes
Exactly.
them up so they're all too
Yeah.
similar. Okay, yeah, but I could see the Rams going to a Super Bowl with Matt Stafford, and I could see him. I mean, who knows how long he wants to play? But I'm like, he's going to be 38 years old.
I think he's going to be 30. I think he's going to regress next year. I think we already saw it a little bit.
I don't know really how you can get better. 46 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
8, I believe.
Okay, not
He had a lot of
many.
he had a lot of picks in the end of the year.
Not that many, and then he had record yards.
Yep.
Or
Not record yards, but he had a very good season.
he led the league in yards.
Yeah.
What I meant. Wins MVP, deservedly so.
Absolutely. I don't think it should have been close between those two.
I don't think it should have been either.
Shout out to the one guy who voted Justin Herbert as MVP.
I don't know who made that vote, but wow, that's wild. Okay, but yeah. And then Matt Stafford retires, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. No, 1-time Super Bowl MVP.
One time
Cooper Kupp has the one. 2-time Super Bowl champ, 1-time league MVP champ. He's got to be top 10 in passing yards, right? I think he is.
I think he's close if he's not already.
I don't know about touchdowns.
But definitely a Hall of Fame career.
Absolutely. I would,
But then
I would
again,
go
I'm-
so far as to
I'm
say
very
if he
liberal
wins-
when it comes to the
if
Hall
he-
of Fame for reasons.
if he wins a second Super Bowl, though, first ballot. No
yeah,
question.
yeah. There's never been a quarterback that has won 2 Super Bowls and is top 10 in passing career that did not make the Hall of Fame their first ballot.
Well, it's Eli Manning, but he also leads the league in interceptions, and I mean, it's safe to say he.
He's 6th overall right now,
yeah. So
and he will probably pass Aaron Rodgers if Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers does not play next year,
ooh, so we
which
got-
he is leaning towards coming back. Which, why? Why? Go home, go back to your cave,
I just don't
smoke your ayahuasca, and just go away.
Yeah.
Honestly,
go him to his wife that we don't know anything about.
which fine. I like.
I don't really care.
You know my theory about wives, like wives and girlfriends.
Yeah,
They don't matter. They don't matter. Olivia Manning is an absolute sweetheart.
So
Eli
why-
Manning.
Wives and girlfriends don't matter. Is this
Wives and girls don't.
exclusive to the NFL?
No, it's across all sports. They matter.
Okay,
they
just-
matter. They matter more in the NFL than other sports, but like
Right.
they don't matter in the NFL.
True.
They matter even less everywhere else.
Yeah.
Who cares?
All right. So where were we? Now I'm kind of off. Okay, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. coming back.
Nothing left to prove.
Nothing left to prove.
And in that division, so he's going to have Mike McCarthy, healthy Joe Burrow probably, unless he gets turf toe in the preseason.
Yeah, that's
They
good.
shouldn't even start him in the preseason, honestly.
Well, they didn't get turf toe in the preseason. He had RB2.
I forgot. He's always injured though. It's so hard to keep track. All right. Well, healthy Joe Burrow
Healthy Joe Burrow.
with an okay offensive coach. I don't think he's great, But
Zach Taylor,
Zach Taylor,
survival artist of the century, with how he is able to keep his job.
Ooh, you know why? They didn't play the Patriots. Patriots played every single team that fired their head coach last year. Just an interesting fact, but not to derail. Healthy Joe Burrow, that you have winning that division, yeah?
Yes.
And getting eliminated first round. I
Yep.
can see it. You have Lamar Jackson with the new head coach. I'll be interested to see how that goes. However, Lamar is never going to play in the big game.
No, I think Lamar is on the downslope.
I think he was carried by his head coach.
I
think that Lamar Jackson was carried by his head coach and offensive coordinator for 6 years. And I don't know.
I will give John Harbaugh his flowers until about week 3 when we lose our first game, and then I will raise the gallows for him. That's gonna be a fun episode.
That will be. I'll be here for it.
Stay tuned.
But I don't think we play each other this year, do we?
We do not.
Oh,
I don't think we play each other until next year, and I don't remember.
Yeah, because we got 2 divisional winners, right?
No, because we're interconference.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Our 4-year
that's
is
right.
next year.
Okay, cool. That's going to be a game we got to go. We should go to the game. That
should
should be our thing.
I don't know if my girlfriend will allow that.
You know what? Sometimes you just.
Well, we talked about it last night.
I don't want to get him in trouble, but it's like that should be a game we go to. If we're still doing this podcast thing, and we haven't, landed in jail for like beating each other up.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is going to happen.
Which we got through this episode.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Should be fine. But yeah, we got to go to that game. So you have, and then the Browns. Let's talk about the Browns for a minute. They're cooked. They're absolutely cooked.
I think there's about 3 teams in the AFC that are absolutely just dead in the water.
And the Browns are at the top of my list.
I don't think the Browns are not top of my list.
Okay. Because I wouldn't put the Titans up there.
No,
I think
the
they're
Titans.
gonna be good.
I think the Titans are about a year away.
I think the Raiders.
Actually, you know what? I'll put 4 teams. 4 teams.
I'm going to put the Raiders as not cooked, even though I think it would be a stretch for Fernando Mendoza to go on an insane playoff run.
The Raiders are the Raiders.
The Raiders are going to be better, though.
The Raiders are the Raiders.
I will be shocked if the Raiders do not get better.
They're going to get better. They're not going to get significantly better.
Not this year.
And in order to make the playoffs, they need to be significantly better.
Okay. So, but do you have them as cooked or not cooked?
I don't have them as cooked. I have them as the Raiders.
All right.
Because they're the Raiders.
All right. But not cooked.
Until they prove to me that they're not the Raiders, they are the Raiders.
Okay. So does that put them on the same list with the Browns?
It puts them at a tier above the Browns.
Okay. So we get the Browns. I think the Dolphins are on that list.
I think the Dolphins are the very top of my cooked list.
Okay. I think the Jets are on that list.
The Jets are on that list.
And let me think, because you said there's 4?
Yes.
Ooh, it's not Jags, Texans, or
Titans, but it's in that division.
Ooh, you think the Colts?
I think the Colts are dead.
Okay, that's a great take, but tell me more.
So, first 8 weeks in the season, they were flying high.
Yeah,
with
on the strength of
Jonathan Taylor
and Daniel Jones
and a serviceable quarterback.
Serviceable. Okay.
Then that serviceable quarterback broke his leg, played for 3 more weeks, was not serviceable, and we saw what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They had nothing. They had no offense. Jonathan Taylor couldn't even do anything.
Yeah.
And then he officially went out for the year, and they ended up getting a geriatric quarterback, Phillip Rivers, who people want to talk about Hall of Fame snubs. He's not anywhere close to it. Won AFC Championship game appearance, believe it or not, in his entire career.
Yeah, and that was against the 2007 Patriots,
which he had no shot in.
No.
I was talking about this one.
Even though Brady had, 3 interceptions in that game?
I believe so.
Because they were starting
I was busy.
They were starting to fall apart a little bit by that.
I was busy watching a much better game.
Yeah. The New York Football Giants.
The New York Football Giants against the Green Bay Packers.
A team that you absolutely hate for reasons that are currently unknown to mankind.
It's so there's this thing called history.
Yeah.
There's this thing called history. And historically, the Giants and the Packers have butted heads a lot.
Yeah, that's a good
historic rivalry.
Yeah.
So it's a good historic interdivision.
But in your lifetime.
In my lifetime, they butted heads.
But the
probably the most headbutting between those two teams since the 1960s.
Except for the last 14 years, which the Giants have been terrible.
But that early, late 2000s, early 2010s was probably the hottest part of that Packers.
Yeah, but the Giants won all those games, right?
Exactly. That's why it was a hot rivalry. If the Packers won
So
all
why
those
do you
games,
hate the
nobody cares.
Packers though?
Because look at them.
I don't even like the Packers. I'm just wondering why. I explain the hatred there.
It's
A team that has nothing on the Giants in your lifetime.
it's the respect. It's respect. It's about respect. It's the reason why I don't hate the Bears. The Bears and the Giants have had similar issues in the past, but it's the same reason that it's the same reason that we don't have a problem with the Bears, because the Bears don't get respect. We also don't get respect.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers get respect despite the fact they have the same level of success since the 1960s we have.
Okay, yeah. So,
but everyone conveniently ignores that the Packers have not.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, we both have 4 Super Bowls. Everyone conveniently ignores that the Packers have just as much success with their old-time talented quarterbacks as the New York Football Giants in the last 15 years.
So do you think that's
actually they've had less success in the last 20 years than the New York Football
Giants? Do you think that's a recency bias?
I think it is a recency bias. I think there's a lot of recency bias towards the Packers, and
because they've been better.
They've been better in the regular season. Sure,
they're not going to be better this year.
They're not. I think the Packers might have a better record, but
I don't think they will. Not in that division. I think Mike LaFleur is what I call it, serviceable. I don't think he's elite. He just doesn't have the stats to back it up. And that's kind of becoming a Bill situation where it's like, oh, you have a great, head coach who can't get over the hump. And I don't necessarily think that he's to blame for that. I think he has quarterback limitations. I think what Sean McDermott had in his final year in Buffalo.
Okay, all right.
But do the Packers do what they should do? Do they move off Mike LaFleur if they don't make a Super Bowl this year after extending his contract? Because he's coming up on, I think he got hired in 2019. Yeah.
So he already extended his
21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is going to be his 8th year. And he's had 2 NFC championship appearances.
Yep.
And no Super Bowl appearances.
Yep. Yeah. 2 losses in games they should have won. It really is going to depend on the health of Micah Parsons. If Micah Parsons is healthy all year and the Packers trip at the finish line, I think he's out. I think the reason why he wasn't out this year is because Micah Parsons got injured in the Denver game, and that gave him an out, basically.
Yeah. So you're going with the Packers do keep Michael LaFleur?
I think so. They're also a franchise where they believe in integrity and sticking by your coach.
Okay.
Which is
stand by your man.
Stand by your dad. Which is dumb. My franchise has been doing it for 15 years. It's the stupidest thing.
Well, your franchise hasn't really had a man coach since Mike or Tom Coughlin.
And that's the one coach they didn't stick behind. Is they didn't stick behind Tom Coughlin. They kicked him to the curb, and then they stuck behind every other coach.
That's absolutely
the dumbest thing.
Yeah,
it's the dumbest thing.
I do think they're going to have to stick by Harbaugh.
Oh, they're going to stick by Harbaugh because
he's only on a 5-year contract, and I'm like, if let's say he wins the Super Bowl with his in his Giants tenure, not been done, doesn't mean it can't be. But I think some of the pieces are there, at least for a deep playoff one. Think they're gonna.
I don't think it's gonna be next year, but
I don't think it's gonna be next year either. But
I think within the next 2 years,
I do think that they're going
to
triple. I'm gonna go with they triple their win total. I'm gonna be nice to your Giants for now.
I don't think they triple the win total. That's a lot. That's a big ask.
Yeah, but you have so the Eagles are falling apart.
Yo, the Eagles are. Especially if both their offensive linemen retire.
So we were talking about cook teams, right? I think the Eagles miss the playoffs, and I don't think they get close. I think they win 8 games max.
I don't think they finish in last of that division. I don't think they're the most cooked team in the NFC.
Commanders need to rebuild.
The Commanders are the oldest team in the league.
I don't think it's good.
And they're only getting older.
I don't think it's good for the Commanders. I think they're going to finish probably last in that division.
Oh yeah.
Cowboys are interesting because they've got a decent offensive coach. They got a lot out of Dak Prescott.
Who did they hire for their defensive coordinator? I'm pretty sure they whiffed on their defensive coordinator. Hold on. Yeah, they completely whiffed on their defensive coordinator.
Who they get?
They got Christian Parker.
Oh gosh,
he was a passing game coordinator for the Eagles.
He was the passing game coordinator for the Eagles, and they got him
defensive passing game, secondary.
That's not bad though. I don't hate that because the Eagles had The Eagles made the playoffs
When they
probably
were-
based on the strength.
When
of
they
their
were
defense,
zeroed
right?
in on Jim Leonard, that's a whiff. And he got hired after they hired Christian Parker. That's a whiff.
I think they could have done worse. I don't think that's a bust. We'll see. But I don't hate that hire. So I think the Cowboys finished second in that division
I think so too.
because they can't
But I
play.
think they finished below
But
500.
you're gonna love why I tell you, because the Cowboys lose a season finale against the New York Football Giants because of their defensive coaching hire.
See, what did the Cowboys not have?
Cowboys don't have I don't know.
A good secondary.
They don't have a good
They
secondary.
don't have a good secondary.
Didn't they trade away their number one picks for this year too, right?
Yes. They traded to the Jets.
So they would have to get better at
But they
secondary.
do they have I'm pretty sure they have the Packers first round pick. I think they have the Packers first round pick.
So if they can get a good lead guy, right? Secondary. Get a little bit better at defense. They still won, 8 games? 7 games?
7 games. And I think that's the exact amount of games they're going to win this year.
I think
the Giants will have that division wrapped up by the second week of December.
I think they're going to do a little bit better than that. I don't think the Giants. I still don't think the Giants are going to have a Patriots season. Basically, they're going to have an easy schedule.
I don't think they're going to be.
They got a great. They nailed the coaching hire. They got the quarterback.
Yeah.
Chaos Scatabo, as long as he's healthy, I think should be a good running back. I think it would be. I think they can overperform. I think they can do really well, and I think they can win 12 games. That's my take: is the Giants win 12 games. The Cowboys finish second in the division, and they have 11 wins, losing the tiebreaker to the Giants.
That's
my take.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think that the Giants are. I agree with you with the part that the Giants are going to beat the Patriots for next year.
Mhm.
They're going to be all smoke and mirrors. However, it's not going to be.
Dart loses MVP voting by 1 vote.
Oh, I will rain hell upon whatever theater they have the MVP voting in, the MVP announcement in next year in Los Angeles.
So let's just go.
I'm pretty sure they're going to have it like the Kodiak Theater or whatever the big theater down there is.
You're going to like this take. You have Bo Nix as your number one. You have Bo Nix winning the division.
Yes.
If Bo Nix can win that division with a healthy Patrick Mahomes, Fernando Mendoza, and a better coaching staff, I think the Chargers are going to get better, even if they don't go on a playoff run. Bo Nix for MVP, and he beats Jackson Dart by 1 vote.
We were building towards a Bo Nix MVP.
Bo Nix
discussion,
MVP because he has no turnovers.
which I was kind of alluding to that earlier when I was like talking about how the league is turning into a game manager league.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix is the perfect game manager.
I think Bo Nix is just I think he's an excellent quarterback. He some reason doesn't get a lot of credit. I think he has a really good.
I think he's too good of
offensive coach. I think he's had a great quarterbacks coach. But third year Bo Nix, this is the ascension of Bo Nix. I think he's going to get really hot, and I think they're going to go on a great tear, even if they don't end up winning that division.
I think it's because Bo Nix has done too good of a job at being a game manager.
Oh, okay.
That he hasn't really stood out in those games, and like for good reason. Like the Broncos' defense has been absolutely killer.
Yeah.
I want to see with Davis Webb, who I wanted Davis Webb as my offensive coordinator. I'm a little upset we didn't get him. I'm a little upset who we got. I understand that he's a veteran. He coached Patrick Mahomes. That is not qualification to be offensive coordinator in the NFL. But hopefully the Giants are good. The
Giants will be good.
The coordinating staff a little bit left a little bit to be desired, but I think we nailed the head coach.
Ooh, didn't they get Matt Nagy?
They got Matt Nagy as their offensive coordinator.
That's a hire I don't
that
love.
screams Jason Garrett.
Yeah.
That's Jason Garrett 2020 all over again, in my opinion.
I don't think he's that bad. Because he got Mitch Trubisky to the playoffs twice.
He did, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs when they won their last Super Bowl.
But then the Chiefs didn't really do much, this year, and is that why he's no longer with the Chiefs? I don't think he was the problem with the Chiefs though last year.
No.
Chiefs have had no draft
It's
picks
just
for a decade.
The top receiver was out for 6
Yeah,
games because he's a criminal. But
Yeah.
I would like to. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Matt Nagy hire personally, but I could be wrong.
I think that John Harbaugh is such a good culture builder that I don't think Matt Nagy really needs to be the number one guy. So it's
I think
like,
he just needs to call X's and O's. And I mean, he's pretty solid at doing that. He's not the best doing it, but he's pretty solid at it.
yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. I don't think it's terrible, but Matt Nagy, you could do better. But you could probably do worse.
I'm more interested to see how the defensive coordinator works.
Who's their defensive coordinator?
I don't remember who we picked up. We picked up Denver Wilson, defensive coordinator for the old defensive coordinator for Titans, but he was on John Harbaugh's staff in Baltimore when the Ravens defense was very good.
Nice. Shame they had to let go of Mike McDaniel, but with coaching talent like that, you just can't hang on to him. It's not like kind of the Liam Cohen situation in Tampa. When you have that much talent, he needs to be he's got main character energy, right? So he's not going to be happy sitting around as a coordinator because it's like, oh, I can go be the lead guy, So it's like for Mike McDonald, they weren't going to keep him with John Harbaugh as the main guy. He's just too good.
But all around, I'm excited to see how the Giants do next year. Honestly,
I'll be watching closely.
I'll be watching very closely.
Yeah. Honestly, I think so. As a Patriots fan, I think that the Giants actually end up having a better record than New England. Although I think that if the Patriots can shore up the offensive line, they have a legitimate shot to repeat as divisional champs. I do think that because I'm just still not believing that Joe Brady is the guy that's going to get over the hump. Now, I don't think the Patriots are going to go on the same playoff run this year because I do think there's a lot of teams out there that are going to get better. And I think the Broncos are in that conversation. I think the Chargers are in that conversation. The Chiefs, I don't think make an AFC championship this year. That's just a lot. I think the Bengals are going to be good.
But it's Patrick Mahomes.
It is Patrick Mahomes. So he needs. We also got to watch the Travis Kelce situation.
Honestly, I think there's a very easy.
Travis Kelce does not become an X factor in this, but it's like
I think there's a very easy solution to this.
He retires.
Even if he doesn't retire, cut bait.
Oh, Kyle Pitts, right?
Cut bait. Go get Kyle Pitts.
If you go with Kyle Pitts, then I think that you also have to just spend every penny of the Fugazi that is the cap space, right?
This is why I'm like, don't even give Travis Kelce an opportunity to retire. Just cut bait.
That's rough, though.
It's baseball. Baseball. Football is a business.
That's true. Kelce wasn't bad.
No, but I think he hindered that offense.
I mean, maybe one or two games that, the game against the Texans where he was terrible.
Like, he's not the Travis Kelce of yore.
Listen, if I were Travis Kelce, I'd be thinking a lot about getting married and going home to Taylor.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why he'd want to keep playing at this point. He's got the stats. He's got the rings.
Yeah, I think he's the greatest tight end of all time.
No. Rob Gronkowski.
No.
Rob Gronkowski.
No.
In his prime, beat the drums off of Travis Kelce.
And what?
In multiple matchups. There was the 2015 divisional round against the Chiefs, who won that matchup. Rob Gronkowski.
Who is the focal point of that offense?
Rob Gronkowski and the New England Patriots.
Who is the focal point of that offense?
Tom Brady.
On the receiving end.
Rob Gronkowski.
Wrong.
Who was it?
Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman was injured?
Not that, no, because he won Super Bowl MVP that year.
In 2015?
Not 2015.
2019.
2015. Okay,
so in 2019,
that was not Rob Gronkowski. That was not Travis Kelce's prime. That was, I believe, Travis Kelce's second.
But he did beat Travis Kelce.
Right, sure.
Okay, and then let's go to 2019 because that's the one you want to talk about. Rob Gronkowski, week 6 against the Chiefs.
Also, I'm not sure.
Over 100 receiving yards? No, I don't think it was that high. 87 receiving yards?
And who won that game?
The Patriots. Patriots
not the regular season.
Yes, they did.
In the playoffs? No.
Look it up. 2019. Or, sorry, 2018. My bad. I had it confused with the championship then. 2018, week 6 matchup. Patriots beat the Chiefs in the first Brady Mahomes Bowl. Rob Gronkowski has, I believe.
Oh, no, the Patriots did win that one. Okay.
Okay.
I may be thinking the next year.
Rob Gronkowski. Yeah, they won the next one.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski has 3 big catches for 87 yards. I don't remember the exact number, but
All right,
I think it was
let's play it. Who's the focal
87.
points of that offense?
Tom Brady.
On the receiving end. Once again,
In that game, Rob Gronkowski.
overall,
Julian Edelman had one
Julian Edelman was the
first
focal
game
point
back from a
in the
suspension.
2018 season.
Yeah, but he was not the focal point.
That
of
was
game.
Julian Edelman's offense.
He missed the first 4 weeks of the play. And their receiving core. Julian Edelman was good, but he's not an elite.
Because
he's
won,
not an elite
he
wide receiver.
won Super Bowl MVP that year.
He did.
That was his offense. Now let's go to Tampa Bay when they played in the Super Bowl.
Okay,
Who was the focal point of that offense?
The AFC Championship game, 2018
That's
season.
going to be the same argument. I'm going to lay down the same argument that is Julian Edelman's offense.
Okay, not Tom Brady's offense.
I mean, obviously it's Tom Brady's offense,
Okay.
but like then I'd have to go
Julian
with
Edelman,
Patrick.
main receiver. But I think Rob Gronkowski had again 5
But I'm not going to.
5 catches, near 100 yards.
Not going to bring up.
including a couple critical third down.
Not going to bring up the Tom Brady.
Again,
because then I have
better
counter
than
with
Travis
Alex Smith.
Kelce.
Like I'm not going to bring up the Tom Brady because then I have that counter with Alex Smith. First half of Travis Kelce's career was Alex Smith.
Okay, but now we've got 3 main matchups
So I'm not
against Rob
arguing.
Gronkowski that Rob Gronkowski comes out on the better deal. All right, let's go to Tampa.
What's up?
You wanted to go to Tampa?
Yes,
Talk about
Tampa.
them.
Who is the focal point of the Tampa offense?
Oh, it's definitely going to be Tom Brady, Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. Correct.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's flip it in reverse. Who was the focal point of the Chiefs offense every single time that the Chiefs played the Patriots and / the Buccaneers?
Ooh,
On the receiving end now, obviously.
I'm trying to think. Well, in 2020, I forget what week it was. Tyreek Hill had 200 receiving yards against defensive genius Todd Bowles in the first quarter.
It was Travis Kelce's offense.
Travis Kelce's offense.
It was always Travis Kelce's offense. Whenever Travis Kelce was on the Kansas City Chiefs, it was always Travis Kelce's offense.
Okay.
For better or worse, it was always Travis
Better
Kelce's
or worse?
offense.
Well, in the Super Bowl 55, it was definitely worse. Who had 2 touchdowns in that game?
I think Scotty Miller.
Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski in Super Bowl 55 has 2 touchdowns. How many does Kelce have?
I don't think he had any in that Super Bowl.
He didn't. So, head-to-head matchups, because we're comparing definitely the 2 greatest tight ends of all time here, right? Who was always the better one in those matchups?
In the matchups, sure, Gronk.
Gronk.
But Gronk,
And that's-
I think honestly, every single one of those matchups, outside of maybe the last Super Bowl, Gronk was on the better team.
Probably. But
Gronk was on the better team.
But in the head-to-head matchups, because I do think that makes a huge difference because they were rivals. It's like if
I
you
think
have
that makes
one
difference
guy,
in a quarterback.
if you have, it's just like saying, oh, you know what?
In a quarterback versus quarterback
The-
situation, I think that makes more
The
sense.
record Brady versus Manning doesn't matter. You know, it's like
I think
Tom
that
Brady
matters.
won
I think that
most
matters
of the
more
regular
than
season now.
I think the Brady versus Manning matchups when it comes to the record. I believe that matters more than when 2 tight ends face off against each other.
Probably, but when you have a situation where one guy is constantly overperforming a guy in matchups, I do think that makes a difference. So that's why I'm going
Because
with
you're gonna
Rob
have to go-
Gronkowski as the greatest tight end of all time.
Because if we're talking head to head,
he
Kevin
would
Boss
have-
is better than both of them.
and he would have had much better retired numbers overall had he been able to prolong his career. Now, in that instance, I do think Kelce has the upper hand because he stayed healthy, he hasn't missed many games,
Exactly.
he has the better numbers.
He is, I believe Gronkowski's number 2, but I believe Travis Kelce passed him in that last Super Bowl win for the Chiefs.
All right, fair enough. I don't think we're going to get anywhere with this argument.
Right. But
Yeah.
I believe Travis Kelce is the greatest tight end of all time, in my opinion.
Also, I think Gronk,
And I think he's the reason why the Chiefs' offense wasn't performing to the level it should have been last year because they relied too much on
not their offensive line.
not their offensive line. Well, I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes doesn't need an offense. He's the one quarterback in the league that doesn't need an offense.
Everybody needs a offensive line.
He needs it the least.
Looked like he needed it last year, although I will say the Chiefs' downfall last year was because of their offensive line and their receiving core. When throw after throw, Mahomes threw
It's
catchable balls,
over-reliance on
and his
Travis
receiving
Kelce.
core could not catch it. And that's where the X factor, Travis Kelce not playing, like his usual self, does come into there. So you think that, does Travis Kelce, okay, prediction time. Does Travis Kelce come back for final season?
No.
Is that of his volition or the Chiefs?
I think it's a mutual decision.
Okay, they mutually part
ways.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. I think that's tough. I'm gonna say he comes back. He tries to do one more season with Eric Bieniemy and a healthy Patrick Mahomes, but it's not enough to get the Chiefs over the hump. Chiefs make the playoffs, but they're a first round exit.
That's not a bad take.
Yeah, I mean, because you've got Andy Reid, you got Patrick Mahomes, Eric Bieniemy. That experiment has worked well, and what's his name, the defensive coordinator, Dean Pease.
I believe so.
Yeah, he comes back. They're going to win games in that division. They're just not good enough to get over the hump though this year. I don't think they're good enough. They're not going to win road playoff games against good teams like Denver. They're not going to win. I think
that's why I don't have them.
Advantage. Maybe
that's why I don't have them playing good teams like Denver.
Yeah, but you said they're going to go to an AFC championship.
But who do they beat to get
Buffalo?
There? Who do they get to beat?
I can't remember. That was like 2 hours ago.
Cincinnati and Houston.
Yeah.
Those are not hard matchups for Kansas City.
See, that's where I disagree with your number one overall AFC seed. You were ragging on Drake Maye, and I think justifiably so based on his performance.
Now, there's a difference between
Stroud,
the one seed and being the best team in the AFC.
Stroud
I don't think the Texans are going to be the best team in the AFC, and I don't think CJ Stroud is going to be great. I do think CJ Stroud is going to do just enough to not be bad, and the Texans defense is going to carry them to that one seed where they get to play Patrick Mahomes in the first round and the second round, and then Patrick Mahomes is going to show them what a real quarterback can do.
Because if Patrick Mahomes plays that defense, I don't think he wins, especially if it's a road game. However, CJ Stroud, here's my prediction for the Texans. Jaguars repeat in that division. CJ Stroud has been exposed. He's not good. And he keeps the turnovers keep coming. The Texans have to bench CJ Stroud. They've had 2 playoff wins with him. I mean, they're not going to give him a long-term deal. This is his fifth season. So they pick him up for a 5th year, but they don't give him a big contract. CJ Stroud, I just don't think that he can carry the offense. Early couple years he did okay, but they won games with Davis Mills.
Yeah.
I think the Houston Texans missed the playoffs.
That's why I'm very confident.
And CJ Stroud is a backup next year for the Rams. Because Jimmy G.
I don't think. So you're saying the Texans are going to straight up cut CJ Stroud this offseason?
Not this offseason, but
next offseason.
Yes.
Why would he be the backup for the Rams next offseason? Why would he be backup for the Rams offseason? Who's the starting quarterback for the Rams next year?
So this year it's going to be. Let's focus on this year. Right. I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
That seems like a long-term take.
Yeah, I do think that Matt Stafford, he's going to be good next year. But I think
he's going to
maybe it's not the
Rams. Fall down to earth. I think he's going to have like a better than Peyton Manning's last year.
Oh,
but he's going to have a storyline of
Peyton
Manning's last year.
Yeah, you can't get much worse than Peyton Manning's regular season as last year. Which brings me back to my story. So Peyton Manning has been telling stories about how bad his physical condition was his final year. And there were plays where he couldn't feel his hand. He had lost feelings in his hand, so he would change the play, call a run play, then get feeling in his hand back and change it back to a pass play. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. So it was time.
I think I don't think there's a better quarterback being able to read his ability and being able to switch play like that. I don't think there's a quarterback that understood the playbook better than Peyton Manning.
No, I think Peyton Manning, and you can say these things because, it's retired. The rivalries are behind you and all that. But Peyton Manning was
for some people,
superb quarterback.
For some people, Tom Brady hasn't let it go.
Well,
I think he's let go Peyton. I don't think he's let go Eli.
No, I don't think I don't think I could either, to be honest with you. It's like, you've heard his take on like the NFL being scripted, right? It's like, oh, you think I would have lost to Eli Manning on purpose? Twice. The second one to me just was like, man, you lost the game, But spoiling a perfect season, though, that one's gotta hurt.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
So does buying somebody a $120 NFL jersey because you lost a bet.
You win and you lose, right? You can't win them all.
It's the thrill of the chase, right?
It is the thrill of the chase.
So you and me, Giants-Patriots game, me and my white Christian Gonzalez jersey. What are you wearing?
Me? Oh, it'll depend. I'm probably going to buy another Giants jersey next year. It really depends on where that game is.
Do you have a Jackson Dart jersey?
I don't have a Jackson Dart
Ooh,
jersey.
I think
that's my
have
next
to be
one.
it.
I think that's my next one.
Yeah. Cam Scottibo wouldn't be. Cam Scottibo.
I do have a Cam Scottibo one.
Ooh, nice.
That's the main one I have. That's my
Sick.
The one I wear most often.
I think I would never buy a Giants jersey because, let's face it, but the history is too deep and not in the Patriots' favor. But I do think Cam Scottibo and Jackson Dart, I think they're going to do amazing things.
Which
I just hope it's not against a Patriots team.
I have next week. I have a little bit of a story about Cam Scottibo.
Yeah.
About my personal experience watching a Cam Scottibo game.
Okay.
But we'll save that for next week.
Yeah, I think we've been going for 2.5 hours.
1.5 hours.
Wow, that's a lot. But I think we call it today. We'll save some stories for
We're going to wrap it up next week. We're going to get into jersey talk. We're going to talk about problems with Fanatics. We're going to talk about best in-person experiences.
Yeah.
For games.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit of a teaser that I did there.
That should be a lot of fun. So we already did playoff picks.
Yep, and every big event we'll update our to release. I think the next big event is free agency.
Free agency for sure, and then the draft.
And then I think the last one will be the schedule release.
Yeah,
is our last big early season.
It should be fun, man. Well, thanks for having me on the show.
It's going to be a great show.
Oh yeah,
a great podcast, and we look to see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.